Welcome. Today, I want to share with you some incredible psoas and side body stretches. And all you'll need is either a yoga bolster like this or some folded blankets. Now, I know that not everybody has a yoga bolster. And also, this bolster that I have is actually a little too big anyway. So I'm going to put it to the side and show you how you can just simply fold up some blankets to the height that works perfectly for you. And I'm showing you actually with two of these kind of thinner blankets stacked up, but just play around and see what works for your body. So for this first stretch, you are going to lay down with your folded blankets or your bolster underneath your belly. So you want the blankets or the bolster to be between your pubic bone and your lower ribs. You are resting on your bent elbows, and I like to roll my shoulders back so that my shoulders aren't up toward my ears. Bring your legs straight out behind you, and you're simply going to rest. Let your belly sink into the bolster or the blankets. And this is also really nice for digestion. If you have any gas or bloating or constipation, it can feel really, really good actually to gently compress your belly against something firm. So feel free to adjust your position at any time if you're feeling like you're too high or too low. Trust your body. What you want to be feeling is a stretch at the front of your hips. It's a subtle, very gentle stretch, but a stretch at the front of your hips. And again, your shoulders are down your back. Try to avoid having your shoulders crunch up toward your ears. You want to keep your head in a neutral position with your eyes forward. Now, let's go ahead and change position. You're going to bring your hip. So your hip is resting on the floor, and your body is arching over the blanket. Your bottom leg is bent and your top leg is straight. And again, your hip is on the ground. This gives you just a little gentle stretch of your side ribs and your waist. One of the purposes of this stretch is to help you breathe better and to open up your ribs. So really allow yourself to move in this pose. Maybe move your arm up and down. Maybe tip yourself back. Be sure that your chest isn't falling forward. Play with the position so you're really feeling the stretch of your side ribs on the top side, the side that's up. Breathe deeply. And if you feel like you need more of a stretch, you can play with folding your blanket so that it's a little bit higher and more of an arch. Again, you can move and tip yourself back just a little bit. You can bring your top arm overhead. The key here is that you want to really feel that arching of your ribs over top of the bolster or the blankets. Breathe and rest in this position, feeling this nice side body stretch from the tip of your hands all the way down to your leg. And now we're going to go just a little bit deeper into the hip. So you can have the blanket down or you can fold it again like I'm showing here just to make it a little more intense. Your hip, you're lying on your side still, but your bottom hip is on top of the blankets this time. So instead of being on the floor, your hip is actually on top of the blankets and you're feeling even more of a stretch down the side of your hip on the top leg and also the front of the hip on the top leg, so your psoas area. So feeling almost like you are a rainbow arching over the blankets or the bolster. Your bottom leg is bent and your top leg is straight, and try to make sure that that top straight leg is touching the floor. Sometimes that top straight leg will want to hover off of the floor, but try to make it reach all the way down to the floor. Your top arm can be on the ground supporting you, or you can reach your top arm overhead. It just depends on your flexibility and how you're feeling today. This is a deep stretch for the entire side of your body, your IT band, your tensa fascia lata on the side of your hip, your iliopsoas muscle. So when you feel complete with that stretch, of course, you can always push pause on the video if you want more time. Then you're going to come back and recenter yourself on your belly, just like you did before. But this time, if you'd like to try bending up one leg at a time and then the other, that gives you a deeper quadricep stretch and stretches your hip flexors, your iliopsoas muscles a little bit more. So just like before, you want the bolster or the blankets to be under your belly. Your shoulders are down away from your ears. And again, this time, if you want to, your knees can be bent to deepen that thigh stretch. One more breath here, and then we'll move to the other side. So we're going to start with this stretch where your hip is actually on the ground. So your hip is on the ground for the first stretch. It's not up on the blanket. And you're arching your ribs over the blanket or the bolster. So we're just doing the same thing on the other side. Your top arm can be on the ground or it can be overhead. Feeling this in your side waist. The bottom leg is bent and the top leg is straight. Try to make sure that your chest is not collapsing forward. You can tip it back. You can play with the position of your top arm. Just feel into this stretch and let your body find the most delicious feeling position that you can. Just like on the other side, if you want to fold up your blanket so there's a little more height, so it's a little more intense of a stretch, you can do that. I just folded the blanket so that I'm arching a little bit more. It's the same stretch. My hip is still on the ground, but it's just a little more intense because I folded the blanket so it was higher. Breathing deeply into your ribs. Trying to make sure that you are on your side. Your chest is not collapsing forward. Stretching that top leg long, maybe even playing with pressing it back just a little bit more. And then on your next breath, press yourself up and you can play with the position. Either have the blanket still extra folded or you can fold it down, whatever feels best to you. And we're going to go into the stretch where your hip is on the blankets, not the floor, to give you even more of an arch of your body, even more of a hip stretch, even more of a stretch for the side legs and for your hip flexor. So you should feel this in your side hip, all the way down your leg, deep in your iliopsoas muscle, the hip flexor. Your arm can be overhead, or that top arm can be supporting you in front of your body, whatever you like. Just try to make sure that you are not tipping your body forward. You want to be on your side, not collapsing forward. Your bottom leg is bent and your top leg is straight. Try to be sure that that top leg is touching the floor and not hovering in midair. Just breathe and let your body soften into this stretch, feeling like your body is in the shape of a rainbow. Stretching the side body, stretching the hip flexors, and just letting yourself melt. On your next breath, go ahead and come out of the stretch. And this time we're going to come onto your back. So put your hips, your bottom, onto the blankets and roll onto your back. So now your glutes are on the blanket. And in this position, really sink your ribs down toward the ground. Straighten your legs out. Again, your glutes are on the blanket, and make sure that your ribs aren't popping up toward the ceiling. Sink your ribs down toward the ground. This will intensify the hip flexor stretch, the psoas stretch. We don't want them popped up. We want your ribs to sink down toward the floor. If you are someone who wears a bra, imagine that the back bra strap is sinking down toward the floor. A lot of us accidentally thrust our ribs up and forward, and for this we want to sink our ribs down, down, down toward the floor. Now bring one leg up toward your chest, and feel free to reposition your hips at any time, but just bring one knee up toward your chest, and try to make sure that those ribs don't pop up. If they pop up, like I'm showing here, sink them down. So your ribs are sinking down. If you had a bra on, the back of the bra strap would be on the floor. And that just intensifies the hip flexor stretch and gets the most out of this pose. So breathing deeply, lengthening the back of your neck. If this is too much and your head feels like it's popping off the floor, then stop the video and place a little folded towel or blanket under your head, so that the back of your neck is lengthened and your head is resting on a surface. Wiggle out that bent knee, so just move it side to side, and then bring it toward your armpit. So for me, I have my right leg bent and I'm pulling it toward my right armpit, and I'm placing my left hand on my left front hip to keep it down. Take one more little stretch, and then we're going to switch sides. So before switching sides, make sure your ribs are still down toward the floor. They're not popping up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in this position with your ribs down toward the floor. And on your next breath, we're going to move that other leg up toward your chest. So again, reposition yourself as needed, pulling the other knee toward your chest. Your hands can be around your shins or underneath your thigh. And make sure those ribs aren't popping up toward the ceiling. Gently press your ribs down toward the floor. And just breathe. Lengthening the back of your neck, sinking your body into the floor. Totally relaxed. And now wiggle that leg side to side a couple of times, and we're going to pull that knee toward the armpit. So for me, it's my left knee pulling toward my left armpit, and your right arm or the other arm can be out to the side, or you can place the hand on your hip, whatever feels best to you. Just something to kind of stabilize yourself so you don't tip. Bring that knee back to your chest, and nice long stretch. Feel like you are stretching all the way. And if those ribs pop up, press them down very gently. Just invite the ribs to go down toward the floor. Bring your fingers away from your toes. If you want to play with lifting the ribs up and then pressing it down just to feel what it feels like, you can do that. Lift the ribs and then press them down toward the floor. And now to end, we're going to gently massage the iliacus muscles. So they're on the inside of your hip bones. Feel like you are looping your fingers around the inside of your hip bones, those pelvic wings. You might want to bend up your legs and just feel as if you're hooking your fingers around those hip bones and gently massaging the insides of them. Breathing deeply. And just noticing what you feel sensation-wise. Then gently massage the whole lower belly and groin area, anywhere that feels good, gently massaging and breathing deeply. And place your hands in a little heart shape on your belly. And take one more deep breath, just saying to yourself, thank you, body. Thank you, body. And I thank you for doing this routine with me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check the video description for more ways to work with me. And until next time, remember to eat clean, move every day, and you will shine brighter. We'll see you next time.